Hey, folks.
Hi, folks.
For a while now, I've tried to avoid doing these channel update videos. I figure you guys get enough of us over the course of our regular uploads, so why push it? And I saved them for those times when I feel like there's really something, to say. So we have a few things to cover here.
Yeah.
One of them is we have been sick.
Fun.
For a while now. Tammy picked up a virus from kinfolk over Christmas, and I thought I had escaped, actually, free and clear. A couple of days passed. I didn't have any symptoms. I thought I was in the clear. And then when it did come, it came like a house afire. I can't remember the last time I have been as sick as this.
No, really, he's been sick.
And I had hardly any energy at all. Just getting up to shower or to let the dogs out was like climbing through the death zone on Mount Everest. But I feel like I may be turning the corner now a little bit today. That's why we're out. I probably could have gotten away, or probably should rather have spent another weekend. It probably would have hurt to spend another weekend just lying around relaxing. But Tammy and I both, one thing that we have in common is
cabin fever.
We get cabin fever really quick. We don't like to feel confined, and I feel like for my mental health, it's just as important for me to get out of the house and not be confined there. Why is this a channel update at all? Well, it's our way of explaining why, before I apologize for not getting letters and cards back out returned for the Christmas. We started getting sick there and just didn't have the energy to do anything. But more than that, thanks to midlife mama Tracy, she and her husband Dan were involved in the Christmas card exchange too. They got sick and they postponed sending out these cards because they were afraid that through touching this stuff, through maybe licking stamps or envelopes or something along those lines.
You don't have to lick stamps these days.
Well, that's Tammy does most of our going to the post office for us, so yeah, that's how long it's been. That's how long it's been since I've sent a letter.
I mean, if you want to lick them, you can. But,
yeah, Tammy usually does our mailing, but if you want to. I'm sorry, folks. Tammy, please don't make me laugh anymore until this is over with. We will get the cards out to the folks. We actually bought, instead of Christmas cards, we went out and bought, what did you get, Tammy?
New Year's.
We have New Year's cards, and we're going to get those out just as soon as possible. So the next channel update, I would say, is you probably notice that we're going to go back down to where we were before, as far as around 3 video uploads a week. And if something special comes along, however many, if something special happens, if there's a tag video or something, or mail to be opened, of course there'll be more videos. But as far as our going out and doing stuff and uploading it, we'll probably go back down to around 3 per week. For one thing, the increase in videos, the reason we've done so many more recently than we did when we started out with our channel, is because of the fall and the holidays. There's just so much stuff to do around here, and we were really driven to give you as much of it as we can, and to just go experience as much of it as we could. We're getting older. We're very aware of the passing of time. We're very aware that there may come a day that this tour of Christmas lights may be our last tour of them. So we wanted to do as many of these things as we could, and what that resulted in was a bunch of uploads over the fall and over the holiday season, really since September all the way up through December. But now we'll probably go back down, since there's not as many of those. We're actually entering into that time of year too, where there's just not as many events. There's still places to go in Georgia, and we're certainly going to go there, but there's not as many events as there are. When spring rolls around, there'll be more events, and from then on, it'll just keep rolling with things every weekend, all the way up again till next Christmas. But this is that what Tammy and I call the dead zone. It starts on January 1st and it goes till toward the end of April or so, until spring starts, until there starts being warm weekends again. And of course, there's just the fact that we love you guys and we don't want you to get sick of us by putting so many videos of us out there that you get tired of us and you think, not another Mike and Tam video. So we'll maybe with this 3 a week, cutting down to that, it'll decrease the chances of you all secretly loathing us after a while. So we do have a few things on deck we're going to try to do through this dead period between now and spring. One of those things is we're going to try to do is a couple of do-overs, maybe. When we first started doing this channel, we shot our first few videos on a camera I bought off of Wish. It was $25 shipped. And the battery would hold a charge for about 20 minutes. So you had about 20 minutes to get out there and get what you needed. Then you had to go recharge it as much as you could.
And then it was bad.
And the quality, I actually, for vlogging, the quality of that camera is terrible.
Yes.
But if you want to make a found footage horror movie, oh my goodness, this is like straight out of one of those movies. And I may actually use it to insert some kind of found footage stuff one of these days. Who knows? We might try to work that into our videos. Another thing we've talked about doing before is there are a lot of small towns here in North Georgia that we haven't gone and explored and showed you their history. And we might try to hit a few of those over the fall and winter as well. We'll probably do, of course, some dining and some junking videos like we always do. We'll try not to use those as an excuse not to do other things as much as we can get around to it. Of course, it all depends on what we're able to do in light of health and work and just life in general. And weather. And you know what they say, if you want to make God laugh, just tell him your plans. Of course, as promised, we're going to try to bring you some more nature here in Georgia. There are a lot of beautiful waterfalls up in North Georgia around the Helen area.
Yeah.
Of course, that'll probably mean some Helen video as well at the same time. But we'll try to bring you some nature. We'll also probably try to show you, along those same lines, a little bit of what we have here in Georgia of the adventure tourism kind of thing. Some of our towns are like those towns like Bryson City that you would think of, that has that whole vibe there of people who are there for climbing, paddling, hiking. We have a lot of towns like that in Georgia, and we might try to take you to some of those towns so you can see a little of our adventure tourism industry here in Georgia. But most likely those things that we'll do over this winter period that will be most ambitious will be the kind of roadside America adventures, but not necessarily just limited to roadside America. Maybe some Atlas Obscura thrown in there as well. There are some weird sites all over North Georgia, and we'll probably take you to some of those. And along those same lines, we have some plans, if we're able, to go south a little bit into Atlanta and show you some parts of Atlanta, that you don't see often in vlogs or on anywhere. When you're searching for things to do in Atlanta, we're going to show you some things that people have probably gone out of their way to keep from showing up on those list of things to do. We have plans to show you some of the darker and more macabre and odd and unusual parts of Atlanta that locals probably know about more so than the general public. So that's our channel update for now. I apologize for the way I sound. I apologize for how gross I probably look. I know that there's something going up under my nose. It's red up under there from blowing it so often. And I apologize for how gross the coughing was as well. But we just thought that we should let everyone know why the latest cards haven't been out, what we plan on doing, why we're going to go from 5, 6, 7 videos a week down to 3 or 4 videos a week.
Yeah.
It's not because it's a big change. That's what we were always doing. We're just kind of going back to doing that now that there's not a lot of events going on that's worth taking you to for right now. So Tam, have you got anything else?
Nope.
Can we see your earrings a little bit better? Are those decob earrings?
These are decob earrings.
So that's the earrings Tam has on today. We're about to go out and do a little vlogging of some crazy North Georgia stuff. So until the next time, this is Mike and Tam saying bye. But we're trying. I forgot what I was going to say. Just totally forgot what I was going to say.
Welcome to my world.
So that's what we're going to try to do over these slow months. Take you to... Stop. So that's... Stop it. So what do we have planned for these slow months to do?
I don't know. You're the boss.
No, it was a rhetorical question. I was asking the camera, honey.
Oh.
You do know that we're rolling.
Oh, no, I didn't.